When two children vanished, only he knew where they were. Narrator. Before you begin this story, take a breath, and imagine a village hidden between mountains and thick forest. A quiet place where nothing extraordinary ever happens. Until one day, two children vanish without a trace. The river swallows their voices. The forest hides their footprints. And while the entire village remains unaware, only one man feels the tremble of danger. An old, humble guardian. A man they call SCU Salvador. Tonight, you will follow his steps. You will feel what he feels. You will witness the power he never asked for, but the world desperately needs. This is the story of the day two children disappeared, and the one man who knew exactly where they were. Slight fade into Chapter 1. Chapter 1. The Man at the Edge of the Forest. Narration slow, warm, with descriptive atmosphere. SCU Salvador lived alone at the edge of the forest, a place where morning fog curled around the trees like silent spirits. His house was small, built by his own hands, and filled with the smell of old wood and herbal tea. He was the kind of man who greeted every bird that perched on his windowsill, and collected fallen branches so no one would trip on the forest path. But what made him truly special was something no one else knew. Whenever a life was in danger, whenever fear crept into someone's heart, his own heart felt it first. A whisper in his mind, a pull in his chest, a vision of the place where help was needed. He kept this secret for decades. To the villagers, he was just a polite old man. To Destiny, he was something far greater. And on one warm afternoon, his gift awakened with a force that would change everything. Chapter 2. The Warning. Rhythm intensifies slightly. The day was peaceful. Birds sang. Salvador prepared tea, humming as he always did. Then, the cup slipped from his hands. Shattered. A surge of icy pain shot through his chest. His vision flashed white. And he saw it. Two boys. A river. A fall. Fear. Silence. He bent forward, gasping. This was no warning. This was happening, right now. Without shoes, without thinking, Salvador ran. Faster than a man his age should be able to. Branches scraped his arms. The ground blurred beneath him. His heartbeat echoed like a drum in his ears. The forest whispered the same message. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Chapter 3. The River's Secret. Sound of flowing water builds. The river was louder today, growling, churning, restless. Salvador scanned the banks. No boys. No voices. Only footprints, small, muddy, leading dangerously close to the water. He knelt beside them, breath trembling. Then he closed his eyes. A faint cry, like a memory carried on water, reached him. The boys were still alive, but fading. Salvador stepped into the current. This was no longer a rescue. This was a race against the river itself. Chapter 4. Into the Depths. Narration urgent, intense. The river swallowed him immediately, pulling at his legs, dragging him under. But Salvador let his instincts guide him. A flash in his mind. A boy trapped beneath branches. Another, drifting downward unconscious. He dove deep, lungs screaming, arms burning. He reached the first child, pale, terrified, and ripped the branches away, tearing his own skin in the process. He forced the boy's head above water. "One more," he whispered. "Hold on." The second boy was farther, deeper, silent. Salvador dove again. His age forgotten, his breath tight. He found the child sinking toward darkness. He grabbed him, kicked hard, fought the current with everything he had. But the river was hungry, and Salvador was growing weaker. Chapter 5. The Edge of Death. Narration softens, Dramatic pause. By the time he reached shallow water, Salvador collapsed, gasping, trembling. The boys were motionless. No breath, no sound, no life. For a long moment, the world froze. Then Salvador whispered, "No, not like this. Not them. Take my strength instead." And something ancient awakened inside him. A pulse of warm light. A glow beneath his skin. Magic he never spoke of. Magic he barely understood. Chapter 6. The Gift That Costs Him. Magical, slow narration. Blue light wrapped around his hands. A soft hum filled the air. Energy poured from him into the boys. His body shook violently. His breath faltered. His vision blurred. But he didn't stop. Light spread across their small chests. Their fingers twitched. A cough burst forth, one boy gasping for air like he'd returned from another world. Then the second boy breathed. They were alive. Salvador smiled. And collapsed into darkness. Chapter 7. Between Worlds. Ethereal tone. In the darkness, a voice spoke. "You used the gift again, Salvador. Every time you save a life, you give a part of yours." He answered softly, "If it saves them, then take all you need." The voice warned him, "One more time may end you." Salvador's reply was simple, humble. "If it must, then let it be worth it." And then, light, warm blankets, soft crying. He awoke in a villager's bed. The two boys sat beside him, their hands small and grateful on his arm. He lived. Chapter 8. The Village Awakens. Narration warm, emotional. When the village learned what happened, everything changed. People brought food, blankets, herbal remedies. Mothers cried. Fathers thanked him endlessly. They asked how he found the boys, how he revived them, how he survived the river. Salvador only smiled. A heart listening to danger always finds its way. But they knew. They felt it. He wasn't just an old man. He was their silent protector. Chapter 9. The Secret Behind His Power. Narrator calm, reflective. Late that night, the twin boys approached him again. "Are you magical?" they asked. Salvador chuckled gently. "Magic is only a name people give to kindness they cannot explain." They asked how he knew where they were. He looked toward the forest. When a life trembles before it ends, the world trembles with it. And I feel that tremble. The boys didn't fully understand. But they knew one thing clearly. They were alive because of him. Chapter 10. The Forest Calls Again. Narration slow, cinematic. Weeks passed. Salvador regained his strength. The boys visited every day. Life returned to peace. Until one evening, as the sun dipped behind the trees, Salvador felt a familiar pull in his chest. A whisper. A tremble. A warning. Another life was in danger. He stood, leaning on his walking stick. The boys asked, "Will you come back?" Salvador placed a gentle hand on their heads. "As long as someone needs saving," he said with a warm smile, "I will always return." And so, with steady steps, SEU Salvador walked into the forest once more, leaving behind a village that finally understood the truth. He was not just a man. He was their guardian, their light, their unseen hero. And somewhere far away, another life waited for him.